Yes. There's a tree behind me. I know. I'm in the woods, dude.
Oh yeah. No, that's what it was.
Ah, well,
I was trying to point that out.
what was that? Some more mirror.
Yeah, there's something in the mirror. Something.
Ah! Okay, was that realistic?
Sure. Okay.
I've never acted with a green screen or a blue screen, so.
And you haven't started. And you know what? You haven't started now.
What light through yonder window breaks? Juliet is the east, and I am the sun.
Then do props. Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. Candyman?
Check it out.
Candyman.
From 1992.
Candyman.
Do I need to read the description? A Candyman, a murderous soul with a hook for a hand, is accidentally summoned to reality, and a skeptic crowd soon researching the monster's myth. There you go. That's the description.
Take a rainbow. You know what surprised me about this film is there is something very, very old school about it. You know, I mean, not of the period at all. I mean, there's something almost 40s-ish, 40s or 50s-ish about it. You know, it has a very classic feel to it.
I think they were trying to do like a kind of film. I don't know. I mean, it seemed film noir-ish, but at the same time, it seemed very 80s like it was Nightmare on Elm Street, but it was serious. And instead of having a chest of souls, you had a chest of bees.
Right.
And you had this creepy guy without a hat. I mean, that's all that was missing was a hat.
but there were a lot of parts of it that kind of seemed like a procedural gone wrong, you know? Horribly wrong.
It's an anti-slasher film, isn't it?
Yeah. It's very and I hope that I am not telling tales out of school, but the one of the strongest scenes in it has to be the last scene, or the funeral scene.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when the people from Chicago, from the slums, come in, from the housing projects, come in and drop the claw into the There's just something about that was just so touching, you know. And it's weird how oddly I don't know, topical it is in its own way, isn't it?
Well, no, I thought so. The way that they handled the projects and the fact that he was a slave and whatever, it was. I mean,
right.
They did it kind of tastefully. It was tastefully done, where they didn't actually. It was like they didn't denigrate the people that were in the projects. They just
they didn't. And the fact that she was being railroaded,
right?
The fact that she was being railroaded by the Candyman. She isn't just being killed by the Candyman. Her life is being destroyed by the which is kind of a unique twist to horror and more of a psychological thriller. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, totally.
That she's taking apart, that her Candyman is taking apart her life. And then she snatches the boy away from the Candyman. And then she gets better at it. I mean, being dead and all.
Yeah.
Dead at all. She's, you know, I feel the same way. I feel like I've gotten better and better and better and better at things. And look how close to death I am. So, upon her death, she is so good that she just goes in and frames his hippie great titted chick, you know? And by the way, I'm just saying.
Right.
She was braless and remorseless.
Yes.
Woohoo!
This was a stalker film, by the way, too. I mean, that's basically what it was. Let me kill you. Let me kill you.
Yeah. And,
I was like, how desperate is that?
All of a sudden, old cue ball's in there, and you know.
You said something. This is like the 40s. I just realized that like you didn't really see any of the kills You only saw one, mate. Really on screen. That was the doctor. I think was the only one you really saw, and then you saw the boyfriend. But yeah. But no, that's another way. It's like it was always off camera.
Yeah, it was off camera, but I mean, even down to the makeup and the Mies van der Rohe kind of architecture and.
Did you like the music? I really like the music in this, actually.
Yeah, and the music was really interesting.
I'm not usually a Philip Glass fan, but this music was good. I was like, and I found myself singing that song that they played at the end.
Yeah, no, it was actually a little bit more human than Philip Glass normally does.
Yeah, well, especially that soft song was kind of the love song.
Right.
That was in my head all night after I watched this.
and there was something about the way that the lead character looks that was very reminiscent of a classic 40s or 50s, housewife look. They were just playing with so many different things. And
she's played a lot of stuff from the early 40s and 50s, I think, in her early career.
Right.
Virginia Madsen, I forgot how hot she was. I was like, oh yeah. I shouldn't say was. She probably still is hot. I just haven't seen her recently.
Not yet,
Well, this one problem I did have. Okay, so I liked this movie. Obviously, I liked a lot of things about it, and actually, I was surprised by how much I liked it because I saw this a long time ago and forgot about it. And then one problem I have.
A long time ago and
I
then
know.
forgot about it.
One problem I have though is there was no climax really. It just kind of fizzled, and that was it. Okay, we're done.
I don't know if fizzled is the word for it because, and you know what? I hate to argue with you on this because. I don't know if fizzled is the.
I was trying to start an argument, actually.
Put 'em up.
There was a continuity. The thing is as much as you would want that, the thing is there was a continuity to this horror. This is a low key taking over people's lives. I mean, I hate to say it, but. To a certain extent, the people that he just out and out kills are the better off, you know?
Well, there's some assholes in there too, like the boyfriend.
Right. But yeah. No, that's true. But then again, who gets it in the end is the girl that destroyed the other one's life in a way by taking her over. So there's certainly a high level of comeuppance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we're just seeing a slice of a continuation, right? You can tell that story has been going on since,
a long time ago.
A long time ago.
Who knows?
The sister,
a few hundred years.
History of him being burned, and will continue.
And I thought he was actually pretty good.
We've seen him a lot. We've seen.
Have
him.
we?
Yeah. Oh, the husband. Oh, no, he's a.
No, not the husband. I'm thinking of the Tony Todd.
God, Tony
I
Todd.
couldn't place him.
Tony Todd. Don't you remember we've reviewed him before?
We probably have.
Yeah, he was in.
He's still acting a lot. I know that.
Return to the Living. He was the black guy in Return to the Living Dead.
And how could I forget Tales from the Hood 3?
Yeah, the classic. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So he's been in a lot of stuff.
I should laugh at that about that, considering how many number 3s I've done. So. And
he's done hundreds of. He's like Lin Shaye apparently, because I'm looking at his resume. It's ridiculously long.
Oh yeah. No. He's been everywhere. Yeah, he really has.
Oh, he was in Platoon. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Going way back.
Yeah. This is a great film.
I forgot all about this movie, and I was actually really pleasantly surprised. I actually like how creepy I felt when I watched it, and it was amazing that it held up because I thought I'd be disappointed, like Teen Wolf, Teen Wolf 2 or something.
Yeah,
like,
right.
This sucks.
No, it really does hold up, and of course my part of this.
Yeah, I do.
I've told this story a million times. Does this story need to be told again?
Sure, why not? We're talking about it.
Okay, well, so.
It's story time with Mick. It's story time with Mick. Mick Strawn is the best. He is gonna blow your mind. Story time with Mick. Story time with Mick.
So I get called, and one thing after another, and I'm called to the set to talk to the producer about taking over the art department on this, which I thought was weird because basically everything was kind of done, but there was some things to be dressed and stuff, and they were on a stage, and a stage is that apartment, a modern apartment. And I go in and I talk to the producer. And I said, well, maybe you just need a supervisor, and I'll just nose around and I'll see what I can do to improve the situation. And I was going to come back and start the next day, but on the way out, I just I noticed that they're on the stage at the SNA stages, and I happen to know that they're filming right there, and I walk in, and when I walk in, essentially what I see is that the DP, and that's the director of photography, and the production designer, both evidently just recently out of rehab, were on the set in front of the camera, trying to have a battle. They had a duel at dawn. Basically chose the weapons of decaf and regular, and we're trying to throw coffee straight out of the pots, the glass pots, on each other, which is a damn silly thing to do if you've got floppy wrists. If you're old people with floppy wrists, don't try and throw it right out of the pot, because it goes bloop, and it just none gets out of it, but it just will flop on your pants.
And you're talking about those old school pots you see like at a diner.
Yeah, right. The diner. Right. The thing is unless you've really got a wrist and can go boom like this, you go like this, and it goes bloop, bloop, and it comes back on your wrist, right?
Right.
And so they're trying to throw coffee on each other, and it was hilarious. And I'm like, okay. And so I go, I think that I need to renegotiate this. So I went right back to his office, and I said, we need to talk. I said, I just went out on the stage, and I saw, your two of your key visual components of the film trying to kill each other. Would you like to enlighten me as to exactly what the hell is going on? I sort of got the guy deflated like you had popped him with a balloon. Yeah, they're trying to kill each other. They've been trying to kill each other since day one. And I said, so what you really need is you need somebody that's just going to sit there and make it so that they can't kill each other. And that's
a babysitter.
And that's what I did. I babysat those two jerks for the rest of the film. And I mean, it was such an easy job, because all I had to do was sit there and read a book. And like when they started in on each other, which was like 5 times a day, I mean, 5 times, and you'd let the little shit go, but then after a while, man, they just get up and they would get into that. And you know what? The thing is you could tell that they were both rehab rejects because of this.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's honest to God, it's like their hands are attacking their faces. It's like completely separate things are happening here, and
right.
And you can tell, like when the DP did their like this, and you're like, okay, hold on, yeah. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was pretty funky. It was you know what? I could have made my job a lot easier just by leaving out a bunch of coke lines for them both. And then they'd be okay, we can do this thing. Right?
They're probably doing other things.
But I didn't. And you know why? It's because I'm a giver. I'm essentially deep down inside a good person.
Excuse me. Yes, you are.
Yes, I am. I'm a giver, man. I am a giver. So anyway, that was my connection to the film, and you know what? When I saw it this time, I could honestly look at the whole thing and I go, I didn't influence any of this.
Well, I was gonna say, what was your
nothing?
Because you were on the credits as something. At least you are on IMDb. I can't remember what it was. Something.
I don't. You know,
art department. It was. I think you're listed as uncredited art director or something, somewhere in there. Something like that.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's like, you know, the great thing is, to tell you the truth, I got paid a lot of money later on.
That's awesome.
For being an uncredited art director.
They should have put babysitter in the credits.
Hey, you know.
Wrangler.
If we all went around and told the truth, yeah, sure, okay.
Creative department wrangler, or whatever.
Yeah, no, it was it was a weird job. But I used to tell jokes to the construction coordinator, and we would think of stupid names for scripts and things. And I remember one day he actually came up because I had this theory for a while in Hollywood that especially in the earlier days, that I didn't want to really buy a decent car because I had thrashed the first couple of really decent cars I had. So I would like literally buy anything, you know, and you had 6 months with the title, right? And then I wouldn't even put it in my name. I'd just drive it, and then I'd abandon it about 3 blocks from where I got the next one. Every 6 months.
Wow.
And so the construction coordinator, who was a writer also, because right and
right, makes sense.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he wrote this. He wrote this script that I think it was the saint of abandoned vehicles. You know, it's like going down the road with the wacky wheels going like this. Here he comes. All he wanted to see was my abandoning the old car, driving the old car up, and then going up to the door, buying the new car and leaving the old one in the driveway next to the one that I just bought. And on down the road.
Be a good short film.
It actually was a very yeah. He's had a lot of vehicle based ideas for films. You know, he wanted to do the classic LA traffic jam, but everybody's been there for so long they're all dead. You know,
so like Walking Dead.
Well, yeah, but they're still alive. They're still alive, but they're dead. You know, they're basically just skeletons. You know, and so you have the skeleton that's picking his nose. You know, and the skeleton that's looking in the mirror like this. You know, and the skeleton that's doing lines on the.
See, that would be perfect in the '80s when they're doing the stop motion stuff.
Right,
the skeletons.
Right, exactly. It looked just like that Touch of Grey.
Right, yeah. Oh, Touch of Grey, yeah.
Video from the Grateful Dead, yeah, just exactly like that, you know.
Just get that director to work on it. Oh wow, weren't they on strings? It was like a marionette thing, right? The Touch of Grey video.
Yeah, that was
that pretty well.
That was actually one of Jerry Garcia's daughters.
Ah,
that did that.
Very cool.
Yeah, there you go.
And then NSYNC does it later. No, I'm just kidding.
So, what would I rate? So what would I rate this?
I think you're going to give it like a 3.5.
I think it was a little better than that. I think it was a 3.9. I really did.
Because I'm thinking, like in my head, I'm thinking 4.
I think it is better than most. I think it is honestly better than most of the 4 classic. You know, the Nightmare probably not a lot better than Nightmare on Elm Street, but definitely better than the Halloween, and definitely better than Leatherface and Texas Chainsaw Massacre and better than that other the Friday the 13th.
By the way, what'd you think of the bathroom? Because you mentioned Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I was thinking, I wonder what you thought about the bathroom as a set designer or whatever.
Bathroom's a bathroom. The problem is I will do almost anything I can to talk people out of. And you've heard stories before, I'm sure, of me talking people out of talking them down from the bathroom. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Like, it's not so bad that we have to do that. Very few great scenes have been filmed in a bathroom.
This one I thought was interesting. I thought it was good, especially the stuff on the wall, the texture to some of the wording.
Yeah,
nice little touch there.
Oh yeah. And how big? But how big were the ones was that bathroom? Absurdly big. That
yeah,
basically
definitely.
They made a bathroom out of the living room. Is what they did.
So this was
I heard a lot of creepy stories, though. I got to tell you about them filming down in Chicago. It was not. It was not a happy place for the film crew. Not a happy place at all.
It's windy.
They filmed in those places
it's hard to throw coffee in the wind.
And just recently, we talked to Kelly Deco. Just recently, I talked to another production designer from my period, who also talked about the guy who was the scenic painter for that show. His name was Kelly Deco, and he's one of the craziest motherfuckers I've ever met. And he is beyond grouchy.
Wow.
He is just just you in the morning,
Sounds awesome.
Hey, how's it going, Decky? How's it going, Deco? He just go around and he would just give you the most vehement, all of your progeny.
Wow.
In the morning, it's like, okay. Can I get you a cup of coffee?
So did you notice that this was written by Clive Barker?
Yeah, I know.
And it reminded me a lot of Hellraiser in some ways. I hate to say it.
Yes, it does.
Because I know you weren't a huge fan of Hellraiser, but the tone. I'm thinking about the tone and the tonally.
Yeah, tonally. Hellraiser just doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Hellraiser.
Speaking of drugs,
it's like the first one. It's just, look. The thing is there isn't anything that you couldn't spray for in that attic.
I want David Lynch to do a remake of Hellraiser because I think he would do an amazing job, especially with all the characters.
Yeah,
and shooting it weird. He'd probably do some weird kind of format or something.
Hellraiser needs somebody who's make a little bit.
I want it to make less sense. Like that's why I like Eraserhead because I've watched Eraserhead.
Yeah, well,
many times.
Oh yeah, and you know what? If I want a story with a great narrative, the first thing I think of is Eraser.
No, that would be the kid in the mask. What's that one with the face? I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, the one Elephant Man one.
Oh yeah, the one with the face.
That's a clear narrative with Cher in it. Why not? Cher when she was skinny.
Oh right, yeah. Elephant Man. No. Mask.
Yeah, Mask. Right.
Yeah.
I was thinking the boy without a face or something.
Yeah.
So I would say, actually, I didn't really get to all my thoughts here, but like,
you had a thought? No,
I did have one problem with the story. I'm like, okay, so if I go to the mirror and I say this guy's name 5 times, then this guy will appear and probably kill me. But so at the beginning, the girl's telling the story and one person says it 4 times and then leaves, and then the other person says it once. That doesn't seem to go to it doesn't have to be the same person saying it. I'm just saying. I was confused by that.
Hold on. So you're saying that this is basically a math problem?
For me, it was. Because I was counting. I was like,
1, 2, 3,
4. Oh, she left. And then the other one said it. And I'm like, well, that's once.
Now, this is why you never get visited by the great horrors of time.
I get visited by horrors. Trust me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, other than your own children. That's now you.
I didn't say whores. I said horrors.
Oh.
In my dreams. No.
Oh, God.
I don't know what I'm talking about here.
Yeah, you are really veering into some weird territory here. You know what? You're making Candyman. You're making Candyman look like a G-rated Disney film.
Well, so if that's my biggest problem, that's my biggest problem with this movie. So if that's the biggest problem, and I can set that aside, which I can, because I'm a big guy, I'm a stand-up guy, I can move on with my life.
So I just thought it was excellent. Tony,
no, one thing, yeah.
I think it was so much further than a typical horror film. It has.
Well, it's like you said, it's a psychological thriller.
It does. It has so many layers of psychology.
And I cared about the murderer and the other characters. I actually cared about them.
You care about everybody in this.
And there's some really good tension, and it's a lot. It's kind of subtle. This definitely is like a 40s movie. It's kind of subtle, and I love the soundtrack. I mean, I was like, I usually don't like Philip Glass, but this was amazing, and I was like, okay, it works with the movie pretty well. And I'm not really a fan of synthesizer stuff, but what was it? There's some weird noise that her camera was making too, which I really liked. It was like this weird distorted, like I was like, what is that?
Yeah, it's there was. I think that was the nascent beginnings of sound design.
Yeah,
because that the camera did make and did you notice that like when they would pound on things, sometimes it would make a booming noise that was nothing like that. Yeah, like that would make. I remember the time that she pushed on the medicine cabinet on the other side.
Yes, yeah.
And I was like, no, she just pushed it. That's not a boom boom. It should have been.
I also like this because it was in an urban setting, and you're used to seeing like a stalker movie with like Jason walking through the woods in the rural area of Tennessee or wherever. Right.
No, well, that's and it's interesting because I remember we were talking about that at the time of it seemed to be a time of sitting down and starting with a we're gonna have a monster named Candyman. We haven't done City yet. Yet. Let's throw in City and Death by Hook.
Yes,
Death by Hook, and then they would write to it, right? Which I totally is like what they did.
What city does everybody hate here? Well, it's really windy in Chicago.
Yeah. What, Detroit? Nah, because Detroit's just kind of sad.
Yeah.
Chicago, that's who we want.
Well, so I give this a 4 because I really liked it. A solid 4. And but I wonder what Jordan Peele, how he's gonna. I wonder if he's gonna do as well, is what I'm saying.
Well, the reviews are out. And
I haven't seen it yet.
And the funny thing about it is everybody goes, well, yeah, but this new one is racially charged. And I go, have you seen this one? Have you seen this one? You think the new one is racially charged?
Do you know Jordan Peele at all? Do you know his work?
Yeah. Jordan Peele. And have you seen, and by the way, have you seen the 1992 one? It wasn't safe at all, Right. No, I think it just stands up really well right now. I don't even know why they would try to make a remake of that. I mean, let's face it, everybody's trying to actually make a good Halloween film.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
and because there never has been one yet, right?
Yeah.
That's not the problem here.
I think Rob Zombie came kind of close. I kind of liked it, but not. It was a little bit. I don't know. It was a mess a little bit, but I still kind of liked it.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to put this in a category, it's a lot closer to the Elm Street as far as.
Yeah, no, it reminded me of Elm Street, especially. I mean, he actually literally ripped his chest open,
right,
and bees flew out. But exactly. Hey, good timing, bees.
But who doesn't get that every once in a while? I mean, I get acid indigestion all the time.
Right. If it was only so easy as ripping your chest open.
Letting the bees out.
Well, anyway, no. So I'm not going to watch the Jordan Peele one. One thing I think I have confidence in Jordan Peele because I think he has really. I like the way he approaches things, and I think he might come with a kind of unusual twist with it. Maybe I don't know.
No, we'll see. I mean, I'm not that I'm not 100% sure that I thought that Get Out was one of the best films ever, but you know, in fact, I would have to say that really this is so far above Get Out. Just to me.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling he might have. I don't know the history, but he probably liked this one. That's probably why he's trying to remake it.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Are we working with that indie group now?
The Indie Escape.
The Indie Escape?
Yeah.
I mean, because it kind of smells in here a little bit like death.
Well, so I'm confused because I joined because I wanted to escape, but I'm still stuck in this cave here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and it's just that the smell's gotten worse.
Well,
you know, I gotta ask him if he could do something about that. You know what? This is actually a test as to whether he actually watches any of his stuff. Because I'm in here absolutely insulting the smell of his network.
right. Well, you know, I've heard he doesn't wear pants either. So, but who's judging?
I'm poking at him here.
Well, I'm happy to be part of the Indie Escape because I think it's a brilliant idea, and I like the guy that stinks.
Oh, I like Joe.
Well, I don't want to say his name. That's kind of aggressive.
Yeah. I've been known to be that way. So. Are we done with it?
Yes. Well, that was a good promo. That was probably one of the best promos we've ever done.
Was it really? Really?
That says a lot.
Well, that's disturbing.